Hi, my name's Richard.
And my name is Ewan.
And our story begins way, way back in 2013 when Ewan was only 3 years old.
And your hair was a lot less gray.
Thank you. We were living in Brookline, and like most mornings, we were taking our wee little doggy Benny for a walk in the neighborhood playground.
I think that I only came along because I was bored, and I just lost my favorite toy car, Lightning McQueen.
Ah, yes, Lightning McQueen. Ewan, being 3, was at the peak age to be absolutely obsessed with toy cars and trucks, and Lightning McQueen was his favorite. He loved him. He's the main character in the Pixar movie Cars. It's a movie about this anthropomorphic, arrogant race car, and he befriends this hillbilly pickup truck.
Can we get back to the story?
Okay, yeah, we maybe don't have time. Back to the story. Ewan was one of these toddlers that he just loved to talk nonstop, and he would just be chattering away in the mornings on our walks as I just tried to let my morning coffee sink in. But on this particular morning, we were at the playground. Ewan just stopped and was completely silent. And he was just staring into a drain in the playground. And he was beckoning me over with toddler urgency.
When I was looking down into the drain, I saw a toy car of Lightning McQueen, just like the one I'd lost at home, all the way at the bottom of the drain. And I went up to my dad, and I said in my little toddler voice, "Look, Daddy, McQueen is in the drain."
Now, naturally, I just thought this was more chatterboxing, or just the product of his amazing creative imagination.
I doubted that my dad would even believe me when I said McQueen was in the drain, but I still had hope that he would help me save him from the depths.
So I played along, and I stepped forward, and I peered into the mud. And right enough, Ewan was right. There was a toy car just like ours in the bottom of this filthy playground drain. Actually, maybe it was our toy car.
I knew it wasn't mine. I never brought McQueen with me to the park. He was just too precious to risk like that.
But I didn't know that. What I did know was that Ewan's little face was showing had this look of really deep concern. And that's when I realized that I had a job to do. You see, McQueen was Ewan's hero, and he needed our help. And I was a dad now, and dads are supposed to save the day, right? So I decided there and then that we weren't going to leave any McQueens behind. And I promised Ewan that we would be back to rescue his friend.
I remember my dad saying it was disgusting, and I had to beg him just to try and get McQueen out. But now I kind of realize my dad is the kind of dad who'll never let a piece of Lego or toy go missing, so he wasn't going to let McQueen stay down there.
I was pretty confident that I was going to be able to figure out a way to get him out of the drain. My main concern really was that we needed to act fast and get to him before all the other neighborhood dads who were surely going to be fishing down the same drain.
What other neighborhood dads?
And also, as a recent parent, I'd figured out that the answer to almost all problems were just one Amazon.com purchase away. So I got online, and I had a look around online, and I found what seemed like the perfect plumber's tool. It was this long snaking thing with a claw on the end. It was going to be perfect.
I think it took a week before the package came, but maybe that's how toddler time works. Either way, I thought my dad had gone a little crazy seeing how excited he was for a plumber's tool to arrive at the door.
Now, I really just couldn't wait for this next trip to the playground. But the next morning, we were back, and McQueen was still there. None of the other dads had gone to him first.
Out came the snake, and after a few close misses, we finally grabbed onto McQueen and pulled him to safety. I felt relieved that he was finally with us, and I could reach out my hand and touch him as I'd longed for.
it was just as Ewan was reaching for the toy that I realized this thing is maybe a health hazard. So I snatched it before he could get it, and I promised that we would take him home and give him a deep clean. Once we got home and he was completely sterilized, then, battered and bruised though he was, I could present him to Ewan and bask in my hero moment.
That's when I decided to name him Dirty McQueen. Weeks later, while looking through some old drawers in my room, I found the old same McQueen toy that I'd lost at the beginning of our story, and I named him Clean McQueen. For toddler me, this was amazing. I was ecstatic because now I had 2 McQueen toys to play with.
Years later, when Ewan had moved on from cars and trucks and was more interested in computers, we asked him to have a look through, we wanted him to clear out his room a little bit. So we asked him to look through his toy trucks and cars and see if there were any that he would be willing to part with. Now, being a sweet kid, Ewan was, he just said he would give them all away to a new home. But, Ewan, there was one little toy car that I just couldn't give up.
Thanks, Dad. Thanks, Dad. I think this guy needs to stay with me.